Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Sacred Sensual Soft Journey back home to our wholeness, back home to who we truly are. And this journey is so beautiful and sacred, and it's not always easy. So, what I want to share today is the key to manifestation. You want to peel your ears, and maybe you have already heard about this, but I'm gonna keep repeating this because we may understand something but also truly understand something when there's an aha moment. And I want to share my aha moment with you with the example of how it happened and how I awakened to the power that we have inside of us. We all know that there's a power inside of us, but somehow, like synchronicities happens in life. Sometimes there's like magical things that happens. Then you think of someone and this person calls you. There's some sort of serendipity, there's some sort of alignment. But then there comes a point in your life where you went rock bottom, or you went through a challenge, or you went through something very difficult, and you decide that's it, no more. And somehow you're changing and you're shifting. I have shifted a few times in my life, like significant shifts in my life. When in 2015, at the beginning of 2015, I decided, I don't know how, but I'm getting out of my night job. At the time, I was stripping at the time. And I really was getting tired, and I was working late night until 3 and 3:34, and so it was starting to really weigh me down. And at the beginning of 2015, I really told myself, that's it, I'm quitting by the end of this year. I don't know how, but I'm quitting, and I want to be financially free. And those were the two things I was putting on my journal. I'm quitting my jobs, I don't know how, and I want to be financially free. And at the end of 2012, it happened. I was financially free and I quit the job. I had no idea how it was going to happen, and I actually let it go. In April, I started to do 3 months of yoga. I started to feel good, and in April 2015, I remember I had an anxiety attack. I was so anxious. And the next morning, I didn't have the tools I have now. But the next morning, I was like, no more anxiety attack. And I look on Google, and I can't remember what I was looking, but I found a program, and it was Landmark. And remember, I was like, that's it. I don't know. There's no way I'm having another anxiety attack. That's my last one. And I enrolled into this program at Landmark. And I did a 3 months program. And then but between January and April, I had written in my journal every single day, I am financially free and I'm getting out of stripping. I don't know how. And by the end of the year, boom, I did the 3 months yoga. I felt good. I really didn't want to be with this person that I was with. It was not working out for me because I was not being valued and honored. And I finally woke up that day. I was like, that's it. I don't want to be with him anymore. I finally, for the first time, chose myself. Anyhow, I remember I went to this Landmark, and I remember I sat there. I did the Landmark. I did with as much consciousness that I could, right? And events happened at the end of December. I had forgotten about what I wrote. By the end of December, I sat to the second part of Landmark. And when I went to the workshop, I sat down. I was like, oh my God, I have realized what I wanted, and I, wa- I had I had finished. I mean, I had stopped. I mean, I got out of stripping, and I was financially free. I had met this person um, at my work, and we fell in love, and he got me out stripping and took care of me. That's the story, and I'm realizing how powerful we are. So fast forward to after this relationship, it didn't work out. I can tell some more details another time, but who I was before was a person that didn't know about wholeness, what it meant to be whole. Today, I know what it means to be whole. And I remember every boyfriend that I had in the past, there was always something missing. You know, either there was wealth mentality, but I wasn't physically attracted, or there was physical attraction, but the wealth mentality wasn't there. Anyhow, there was always something missing. And I'm realizing it's because I was not whole back then. I always thought subconsciously there was something wrong with me or something, because I had two major breakups that was really painful. I had no idea that the experiences that I had lived made me think subconsciously stories about myself. That's not what I thought about myself, but I subconsciously thought that I wasn't enough. Thought that I was expecting failure in relationship because that's what happened. My point is, you don't attract your life from what you want. You're attracted from who you are. And who are you? You are your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your inspired actions, your choices, your intentions. That is who you are. That's your personality. That's your character. That's your identity. Your thinking, your feeling, your actions, your intentions, your choices, your attitude. That makes who you are. And who are you truly? It's your nervous system, your brain, and the nervous system that goes into your body together. The way you feel, the way you think, the way you act, the way you react, the way you respond, the way you act is you either respond or react, right? So the way your intentions, your attitude, it's all nervous system thing. So who are you? It's your nervous system. You are your nervous system. And what is your nervous system? Your nervous system is a flow, it's like a channel of a flow of energy. Imagine there's just a highway of energy connecting your brain, connected to your body, connected to the limbs, nerves, central nerve system. So, and that central nervous system is either clear, regulated to safety and trust, and functioning from a relaxed place, from a aware place, regulated place, or it's dysregulated. And when it's dysregulated, it's only because it's heavy. And it's heavy with what? It's heavy and overwhelmed that is dysregulated. And it's heavy with what? It's heavy with trapped emotions, unprocessed emotion. And most of the time we're not aware that we still have this unprocessed emotion, trapped emotion, untold stories, things that went silent, that was unexpressed. All that is stuck energy. It's energy that is trapped in the body at the nervous system level. And over time it gets accumulated because most of us don't learn that we got to metabolize those trapped emotions. Those trapped emotions only need to finish the cycle of life, complete the pattern of anger, complete the pattern of sadness, complete the pattern of frustration, complete the pattern of any emotions that are in the dark, that are shadow, that are trapped, that are negative, only need time, needs that light, that acknowledgement, that space, that validation, that space to be felt so that it can complete its cycle, complete its pattern, and then boom, it clears from the nervous system, one layer less, one layer less. And the more you do that, the less heavy you feel, the more light you feel, the lighter you feel. Why am I saying all this? Is because I want to tell you concrete, something that happened to me, and I feel like sharing this will help us, all of us, understand the power that we hold. So after my last relationship, that one I talked to you about, the one that I got out of stripping, so grateful for that experience, but it was just not a full I went into 8 years of shame and being single. And I remember a year and a half ago, that's it. I can't do shame anymore. It's like I was trying to heal this shame and I could not shake it out of my body. And now that I know about nervous system work, it was just stuck at the nervous system. I was in survival mode. I was in fight and flight, found like all of the survival pattern, and I was stuck. So at the end of the 8 years, I decided that I wanted to heal, and I really, really wanted to. And I did a lot of healing, and I felt ready to be in a relationship, and I really wanted a relationship, and I remember I would be doing the affirmations, and I would be doing the visualization and how it felt to be in a relationship. And this, I was ready. And when the relationship came, this beautiful relationship came, and I didn't know, but because of the unprocessed past relationship that I thought I had processed, it created a circumstances outside of me that showed me exactly what I was still having and holding inside my nervous system, my body. So even though I wanted a relationship and I was dreaming of a relationship, I wanted to have beauty and peace and fun, and that's what I knew I was capable of. That's what I knew I wanted. I wanted this sacred union and this beautiful, harmonious, and like I was dreaming of this beautiful relationship. And I did get that, but there was still negativity from the past relationship. And something happened in that relationship where I became distrustful, because in the past relationship there was a lot of things that happened that made me distrust and felt betrayed and manipulated and all these stories. So I projected that, I created that kind of relationship, someone that gave me this beautiful relationship. We were all in, but yet there was this thing that happened that made me distrust this person because of my past. And it was an opportunity to uproot the past out of my system. So that was the gift. So when we broke up, I was really in pain, and it just like I just woke up like, oh my God, how much of the past was still running in my system. And I woke up to the power. I realized how much power we have. Like, I created the breakup because I was still running the past. I was still, so all that I want to tell you is that who you are is your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your thinking, your intentions, your attitude. So if you keep thinking about the past, somehow, if you have not forgiven your exes and you still a little bit of resentment, even though you think you had forgiven, but if you still talk about this past, you still are still holding onto the story. You still that identity. You will still play out that identity. You will still be this person that this happened to. So you will recreate this in another person, but in a different way. But because I have done so much work into myself, that I created was maybe just 15%, 10% in the relationship. The rest was perfect. So that 10% needed to uproot, but that 10% broke us. On his side, I also triggered his wounds, and he's the one who broke up. And for me, I understand the nervous system now. He didn't have the capacity to hold all of us, and decided to break up. And I was against this. I was like, no, I mean, I think it's worth looking into this. Anyhow, I'm just wanting to say, if you are still still talking about the past, you are still being the identity of the past. Your feelings, your thinking, so for me, it was just not that much, because I worked so much on my gratitude and on what I want to create in the world and with this person. So with my future person, I was filled of joy and gratitude. There was a lot of that taking space, but there was still 10-15% of space in resentment with my exes, and that showed up in my reality, in my relationship. So I just want to let you know, you have to let go of the past. You have to stop talking about it. And how do I know that I have changed into my new identity, who I truly am? Is like I went on a date last week, such a beautiful date. I had so much fun, and I never talked about what happened to me in the past. And I remember those 8 years of being single, I went on dates and I was talking about my past. And this person that I had an amazing relationship with, the last one, I did talk about my past. We both talked about our past. So we meet the person that also is at a similar nervous system. It's called wound bonding. So you're still talking about your wounds. The other person, you're gonna attract somebody that's still also gonna talk about their wounds, because he also talked about his wounds. But it doesn't mean that it's not good. It means that if the wounds come up, it's an opportunity to not give up on each other if there's real love, but to truly hold this container together and work through these emotions. But if you break up, do work with these emotions. And I did work with my emotions. I did wake up and was like, oh my God, that's not me. I don't know how to explain. I woke up like I'm like, wow, I just realized that everything I was thinking, it actually happened. And I wasn't fully receiving his love either, because I was my old person. I love you, you're my queen. Yes, but I was still having some distrust. Anyway, just letting you know. And that's when I realized we're so powerful. And affirmations, I've been doing affirmations work. EFT works because it works on your nervous system, because you're tapping your body, you're tapping acupuncture points. where the meridians go flow through. So there's a signals that gets into the nervous system as you speak and use your voice. And as you speak, you use your voice, you're also transforming the field around you, your own field. And then you're also feeling emotions, you're unblocking. It's just so beautiful. Yes, remember your personality, who you are, what you think. Who you are is what you think, what you feel, how you act. And how you act is either you react to or your response. Do you pause before you react? And your intentions, your attitude, and your choices. That's who you are. So make sure that you really monitor what you're thinking about. And so that's why affirmation really works, because you spend most of your time just repeating affirmation, and then one day they become just second nature. Now I've got really good at them. Most of the time I'm thinking positive, and when I catch myself up really fast when I don't think positive, when I'm like for example, criticizing how I'm feeling in my body, I am changing all this by reframing how I'm feeling, how I'm thinking. And I support myself. I become my best friend, and I am my best cheerleader. And at the end of the day, I really make sure that I'm saying, revise my day. What can I have? If I had a reaction, how could I have acted differently, behaved differently, just so to clear the charge. So to realign myself, I'm very proud of my journey of healing. When I started this journey of posting online 365 days, today is day 38 or 39 again. I was burnt out, like to the floor. I was so burnt out, and today I feel lighter, and I'm gonna feel lighter every day. And it's not it's still a roller coaster, but I'm seeing significant changes. And I'm telling you, you have to watch your thoughts, you have to watch your feelings. If it's feeling anything that comes up, you want to learn to hold yourself in compassion and non-judgment. Get back to yourself, get back to your safety, get back to trusting yourself. And the key is the nervous system. You want to learn to regulate yourself, because when you learn to regulate yourself, you're no longer chasing outside of you for the things. You're no longer chasing crumbs. You're no longer seeking validation outside of you. Because why? You are grounded in yourself when you're regulated. When you're not regulated, you're stuck here, like you're just in your head. It's just this head, logic, do, masculine. But when you're actually regulating yourself, your nervous system, the rest of your nervous system is the body. You get yourself back connected to your body. You're one unit. You're no longer separated, just your head. You're moving together in one piece. As you regulate yourself, you allow this part to open up and to go into the body and to ground yourself, your nervous system. You can feel your body. And as you regulate yourself, and how do you regulate yourself? Remember, the nervous system is jam-packed of and overloaded with trapped emotions. So you learn to feel your emotion. You learn to metabolize your emotions, layers by layers by layers. You're humming, you're moving, you are expressing yourself, you are doing your affirmation and doing the EFT tapping and just somatic being in the body more and more. You put your attention inside your body more and more. And that's how you regulate yourself, and you pause. This is the most important key. You choose to pause, and it's going to take practice. The only rule is you never give up on yourself, and you keep yourself a good attitude. You don't complain, you don't blame outside of you. Your outside of you is actually giving you cues to what you're still holding on to yourself. If you're always having conflicts outside of yourself, go back in. Where are you conflicting within you? If you are getting let's say people that don't respect you, where are you not respecting yourself? So when you learn to pause and to go inside, you're truly starting to do your inner work, your shadow work. That's what shadow work is. When you look inward, you're putting attention towards you. You're looking in, you're bringing light in you instead of like leaking light outside of you. And you look in, what is this teaching me, instead of blaming and being the victim. So that's what I was really proud of me. I remember when I was in my 10-year relationship and I was not happy because this person was flirting with other women a lot and not showing me respect and not showing me the affection I needed. But instead of going inward and leaving, and I kept trying to change this person, change him, and kept wanting something from him. And instead, now that I know about nervous system, and the reason why I did that is not because I was dumb. And I want you to know that you're not dumb if you did anything like that, where you stayed way too long in a relationship, where you disrespected yourself, where you didn't value yourself, because it's because of a nervous system. Your nervous system was in lack, was in survival, didn't feel safe. So when you're in lack and you don't feel safe, you don't know that you need to go inward. You think that you're going outward to seek safety. You probably didn't even know that you wouldn't feel safe. So when there's a lack inside of us, we tend to go outsourcing ourselves. But when we start understanding that everything we need is inside, and oftentimes challenges happen in our life so that we can learn to go back in and go. That's why this channel is about going back home to our sacredness, to our sensuality, to our softness. Softness, why? Because when you're learning to soften your nervous system back to safety and trust, that's the base, that's the foundation. Trust and safety. That's the structure of that's gonna hold us so that we can build ourselves. Safety and trust is the foundation. You go back to that. And how do you go back to that? Through self-love. Full self-love. And self-love is self-acceptance, forgiveness, compassion, deep love for ourselves and others, non-judgment. All of these that brings us safety, and it brings us trust and brings us back into wholeness. We realize there's nothing missing when we go back in. There was always this power inside of us. So I woke up to the power that we have inside, because I woke up to, oh my God, I created this my whole life. I created all of the things that I was victim of. Not to say that, okay, it's your fault if you get beaten on all this, but we've got to get out of victimhood. We've got to start to choose to take responsibility, to start to at least stop blaming and stop complaining and stop being a victim, and start loving yourself enough to understand that being a victim was not going to help you change your life, and complaining and talking bad about others and pointing the fingers at others is not going to help you change your life. You're going to have to, one day you're going to have to really surrender all the pain, and all that happens to you is going to make you closer to the Creator and God, because at one point there's going to be no other choice. But you don't want to hit rock bottom. I'm telling you this so you can start doing it and not have to hit rock bottom like I did. The more I'm gonna have to write a book. Anyhow, I want to share this. You manifest from who you are, and who you are is your thought, how you think, how you feel, how you act, or your behavior, your choices, and your intention, and your attitude. And you want to change from being in lack to being grateful every single day, from being in lack to finding beauty in whatever is happening, and went from being in suffering, from being, oh, this happened to me, to this happened for me, from being, this is fucking hard, to there's a gift in this, and it's good. This happened, it's good. I learned that from this piece of that happened to me is good. I learned that from David Guillaume. I love David Guillaume. I really highly recommend his meditation, his whole platform. He has David AI. David AI is my therapist. I don't need to hire a therapist. This is the therapist I highly trust, because it's a therapist that understands the spirituality at the level that I understand that. I would not go to see a therapist that doesn't have the level of spiritual understanding. And spirituality is not the woo, it is energetics. Spirituality is understanding energetics of this world, of our own energies, of the masculine, feminine energies inside of us and with others, the polarity between attraction and spirituality is energy work. Understand energy is shadow work. Shadow work is energy. Light work is energy. Everything is energy. I just want to say I'm so proud of where I am, and I want to tell also, don't give up on yourself. And you don't have to be perfect to start your mission. If you know that you're meant for more, if you know that you have a message, you know you have something in your head, like you have a vision, do it. You don't need to be perfect and wait for the perfect circumstances to do it. I for a long time was waiting to be perfect to start, on brand, being polished, having a strategy before starting my business. I tried to start something, but I just started to be to share what I'm sharing, and I'm already feeling like a different person every single day. And I know with time there's gonna be structure with what I'm sharing, but I'm still showing up for myself, and this showing up for myself, this challenge, also I'm doing it as I am. I'm enough as I am, and just starting what you want to do is the right circumstances to start. You have to start somewhere. You have to start imperfect and just as you are, and then as you go, you are becoming who you want to be, and your goals, and you got to start somewhere, because that builds your vessel. Your vessel is like what you can hold. Anyhow, I'm being a different person every single day, and I'm so grateful to be able to just do this and share, and it's enough. Whatever I share, it's enough. And at one point there's gonna be more and more structure in what I share, so that a container, a more specific container content flows in. I deeply love myself just as I am. I'm so grateful for the healing that I experience every single day. I'm so deeply grateful for the level of awareness that I have every single day. I'm so deeply grateful for where I'm at today. I'm so deeply grateful for everything that is coming my way already. I'm so deeply grateful for everything that's already working in my favor. I'm so deeply grateful for everything that is already falling into place with so much beauty. Tomorrow, I believe that tomorrow something miraculous is going to happen for me. Tomorrow, I believe that something marvelous and wonderful is going to happen for me. Isn't it wonderful? Something amazing and miraculous and beautiful is going to happen for me. I believe that with every single cells of my being. I'm so deeply grateful to be alive. I'm so deeply grateful for my body. I'm deeply grateful for my health. Thank you, my health. I love you so much. I'm grateful for the day. I had such a beautiful day. I'm grateful for what I already have. I'm so deeply grateful that I can focus on what's working instead of focus on what's not working. I'm so deeply grateful for all of the shift already happening in my life. I'm so deeply grateful for alignment in my life. I'm aligned, and aligned means that my thinking and my feelings and my actions are aligned, are all going towards the same direction. I'm so deeply grateful to be open and to stay open to the blessing. I'm so deeply grateful that I can receive now with so much heart, with so much grace, with so much openness, with so much gratitude. I'm open and I'm receiving. I am more and more relaxed. My nervous system is more and more relaxed every day, and every day it's getting better and better. Every day and every way I'm getting healthier and healthier. Every day in every way, and getting lighter and lighter. It's really more and more easy for me to metabolize. All of my emotions are still trapped in my body. The shift can be instant. I'm so deeply grateful for my connection to the Creator, to God, to Source. I am Source. The Creator presence and the Source presence and God's presence lives inside me. I'm deeply grateful for today, for my protection. I am with the light, and the light is with me. The light was with me, and I deeply love you, my body. I love you for everything that you do for me. I love you so much, my body. You are so perfect as you are, my body. I love you, every inch of you, every cells of you. I want you to know that I am here for you, and I'm cherish you, and I'm going to nourish you every single day and hydrate you every single day, and I'm your best friend. I'm your ally. You can count on me, my body. Thank you so much for your unconditional love, my body. Deeply love you, my body. I love my eyes. I love my face. I love my hair. I love my body. I love that I can sleep better and better every day. Thank you, my body. I love you so much. Thank you, my sleep. Thank you for such a good sleep tonight. Thank you in advance, my nervous system. You can rest now. It's safe to rest. It's safe to have a really good rest. It's safe to have a really good rest. It's safe to let go and surrender and soften into safety and trust. Everything is unfolding as it should. I completely trust life. I am protected, and the light is with me. I'm sleeping. I'm going to bed now. Resting, rested. I wish you the best sleep, and talk to you tomorrow.